program from 13 to 25th July 2026. Today, we are privileged to have with us eminent academician, researcher, and a visionary leader, Professor Praveen Shukla. To welcome Sir, I invite Dr. Shweta Sinha Ma'am to please present a memento and planter to Sir. Ma'am. All of you please join to give a big round of applause for Professor Praveen Shukla. Dr. Shukla is currently serving as the Professor and Dean, School of Engineering, BBD University, Lucknow. He is also an adjunct faculty at South Asian University, New Delhi. Besides serving as Secretary of IEEE Computational Intelligence Society, UP chapter, Sir has more than 20 years of experience in higher education, research, and academic leadership. Dr. Shukla has made remarkable contributions in the field of artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, blockchain, IoT, and smart agriculture. He has also established research centers and initiated various industry academia collaborations and has published several research papers in reputed international journals. Sir, your commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and research continues to inspire the educators and researchers across the country. We are truly honored to have your gracious presence today. With these words, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to Professor Dr. Praveen Shukla, sir. Sir, we are eagerly looking forward to your enlightening session, and we are confident that your insights will enrich us all. Sir.
प्रेजेंट हाँ ठीक है ओके थैंक यू प्रेजेंटेशन आपका इधर रहेगा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है चल जाएगा इसमें ये भी चलेगा चलो ठीक ओके थैंक यू
डिवाइस नहीं है
हाँ वो सही रहेगा फिर या फिर ये है चल जाएगा इससे काम आप वो यूज कर सकते हैं ये
डिवाइस
हाँ कौन है ये लो। So, good afternoon everyone. Dr. Salini Lamba, HOD Computer Science and Engineering Department, Computer Science Department at National PG College. Dr. Nidhi Srivastav, HOD Faculty of Management Studies, and all the other faculty members, staff members who are associated with the organizing committee of this faculty development program, and all my dear participants who are eagerly waiting for the knowledge, gaining knowledge. So we will start the session. I think it is second session of this faculty development program, and I congratulate organizing committee for this ATAL FDP on harnessing the digital revolution for business, education, and societal sustainability. So this session is dedicated to emerging technologies, and these emerging technologies are artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of Things. It is really very difficult to combine, to integrate all these emerging technologies and to discuss the applications of these emerging technologies into business applications and education also. But I tried my best to accommodate different kind of contents which are related to AI, Internet of Things, and blockchain, and we will see that how can these emerging technologies can be applicable to business and education sector. So let me start with the presentation or session. Just a minute. Actually, this is in between me and my presentation. No problem. So, am I audible properly? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes. So this is the outline of the presentation. We will first see about artificial intelligence, and this discussion on artificial intelligence is very light. It is not going to be very technical. This is only related to understanding this term artificial intelligence, and then after, what are the different segments or applications where we are applying right now artificial intelligence. So in the first part, whatever I am going to discuss about this artificial intelligence, that is basically related to public life applications. That is not very much technical. Then after, we will have a problem statement which is related to ensemble machine learning. I hope you all are aware with this particular problem, ensemble machine learning. And into that particular problem statement, I will discuss about Python programming implementation, and we will see that how different kind of ensemble machine learning techniques are implemented for better outcomes, for better classification into classification problems. And then after, we will see that what is the modification required in these ensemble learning techniques. Those modifications are also implemented through Python programming, and we will see a new model which is based on the pseudo labeling and unsupervised semi-supervised machine learning technique. Then after, we will go for the Internet of Things and blockchain. We will try to understand these techniques, IoT and blockchain. Then after, we will go for the applications of these particular techniques. So let me start with before going deep into artificial intelligence, let me start with term intelligence. So it is human intelligence basically. These are different features that we have here, which are essential features of human decision making or human intelligence. These are like learn, understand, reason, solve problems. Let me have few examples to understand these terms. For example, what is the meaning of learn? I am putting here one example in front of you, that if we go to a traffic crossroad, we have red light, yellow light and green light. What is learning over there? That red light means stop, green light means go, and yellow means you will have to prepare to go. So these are the three symbols, yellow, green and red. The meaning of these symbols, if it is known to you, then it means that you are learning this information related to traffic. Many of the persons who never visited a traffic crossroad, they don't know what is the meaning of red, yellow and green. This is the part of the learning of human learning process, that we have to learn such kind of things from our daily life or real world. All right. Then after, there is a term understand. Understand means, if these light systems are implemented on a traffic crossroad, then what is the meaning of this implementation? The meaning of this implementation is the smooth traffic flow, optimized traffic flow. So this is basically the understanding that why all these things are implemented. So this feature is known as understanding. I am putting here very simple and very real world example that will make you understand that what is the meaning of these terms. And then after, you will see that how artificial intelligence will be working over there. Now third, what is reason? Reason is related to just like a process of reasoning. Means for a same destination, you have two roads. One road has traffic jams and crowded traffic, you can say, and one is empty, there is no traffic. Which one will you prefer? The road which is empty. So this is our reasoning process, that we are going to select that particular road on which the traffic is very less. This is called the reasoning process. And then after, to solve problems. For example, there is a problem of battery drainage into my mobile phone. So what are the solutions for this particular problem? The solutions to this particular problem are to reduce the brightness of your phone, to uninstall the applications which are not very much used, and then after, to carry a power bank. So these three solutions are the problem solving features of human decision making. If you have this problem, what are the solutions? If you have this capability, that means this is known as problem solving. All right. After that, adapt to new situations. I am putting here one very important example. In my time, there was only examination which was offline. Means we have a pen, we have a copy, we have a paper. We are writing solutions of these questions, of the questions available on your hard copy of the paper. And then after, we are writing all these answers into the copies, hard copies. And these hard copies are going to be evaluated. This was the only mechanism for the offline examination system. But now, more or less, we have everywhere online examination system. We are not going into the classroom for hard copies. We are not going into the classroom for the offline examinations. We are going into computer labs for online examinations. And that is a complete different scenario, different ecosystem for the online examination, because into that you are typing your information through keyboard, and then after, using mouse and keyboard and other input devices, you are putting the whatever the solutions are there, either it is MCQ or it is written examination, you are putting accordingly into the online examination. So we shifted from offline examination to online examination. What is that? This learning mechanism, and this tendency of change is known as adapt to new situations. And we always adapt to new situations. This is one of the important feature of the human intelligence or human decision making. Then after, we have learn from experience. If a kid is riding on bicycle, he will not drive it or properly many times, and after that he is going to fail many times. Every time he or she will learn that how to make a balance while riding on a bicycle. So what is happening here? A particular human is understanding from the experience. This is the one example, and you all are having many examples in your life that where you learned about many things. So that is basically known as learn from experience. After that, think logically. Think logically means, if there are clouds, dense clouds in the sky, and I am going outside from the home, then what is the logic, what is the common sense that I should carry an umbrella? So this is a logic or a logical thinking that is an important feature of your human decision making or human intelligence. So creativity. I am asking to one student that prepare a note for this particular or a specific topic. One student is writing text of one page. Another student is writing text, but it is supported by some graphs, some visual content, some of the graphs, figures, and lot of other things. So it is much more creative. So creativity is a very important feature of the human intelligence. And after that, we have understand emotions and societal things. What are the emotions? I am putting here one example. If you are traveling in a bus and you are sitting on your berth, at the same time, one old person comes to your bus. So what will you do? You will offer your seat to that particular person. So this is called emotions, societal aspects. That is missing in artificial intelligence implementations, but scientists and the researchers are working into this also to implement these ethics, responsibility, societal concern to robots and the artificial intelligence products also. So these are the human intelligence features. I hope that you all are now aware with all these features. Now the question is that, can we build machines that can perform some of the tasks that require human intelligence? Yes. What is the outcome? Means what is the way through which you can implement all these concepts? That is artificial intelligence. All right. So whatever we studied about human intelligence, if you want to implement this into machines, any of the electronic machine, it may be a robot, it may be a laptop, it may be any electronic gadget. If it is doing any of the thing which is related to human intelligence, that is basically known as artificial intelligence. All right. So these are few of the definitions. John McCarthy, he has given this particular definition, and then after Russell and Peter Norvig. Actually, these two authors have very important books for the traditional artificial intelligence. I think those who studied about traditional artificial intelligence, these books are really very important for the persons who are studying the artificial intelligence. All right. So now I'm coming to history of the artificial intelligence. Means when this term was coined, AI or artificial intelligence, in 1956 there was a conference, and this conference was organized for a research project. Actually, the scientists from different countries participated into it. In this conference, first time the term AI or artificial intelligence was coined. All right. So the location for this conference was Hanover in United States. He is father of AI because he first time used this word into this conference. John McCarthy, he is father of artificial intelligence. Now, coming to various AI applications, I already told you that these applications are not related to a technical person. We all faculty members are available here. We are at the technical part of the artificial intelligence. But I am discussing here about the societal component or social applications of the artificial intelligence. So you are seeing that nowadays, what is the role of this AI application? Google Map. You see on your mobile, you are using this Google Map. In your car dashboard, you are using this Google Map. But do you know what is the technology behind this Google Map? Machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and other techniques like natural language processing. Because whenever you can talk to Google Map also, how is it processing? This is all related to all such kind of bunch of all the emerging technologies which I am naming here. All right. So this is one of the best example of artificial intelligence that we have. And this particular application is doing a lot of things. It is predicting where is traffic jam. In your path, you have a red line. That is basically known as, it's a traffic jam here. So that is the prediction. Lot of other estimated time of arrival, EOA, that is also available into this application. So such type of tasks of predictions are directly related to artificial intelligence implementation with the help of machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and other techniques like natural language processing, etc. And GPS is also involved in this particular application. Similarly, we have several e-commerce platforms. These e-commerce platforms are doing recommendation of a product. If you are a sports person and you are continuously purchasing these sports items, then the recommendations of these sports, any new launch of the product related to sports will also be sent to you through your social media platform, like on WhatsApp, on email, or on your social media account as well. The ad will be available over there. So these kind of product recommendations or recommendation systems are also the example of artificial intelligence. Now, face recognition. This is available at many applications, like in many offices, this face recognition is available. This is the best example for the technology, pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is one of the important technology related to artificial intelligence on which this particular application is working. So for biometric applications, this face recognition is being used. And then after, we have YouTube recommendations. For example, you are learning about machine learning. So you will type machine learning on your YouTube platform. And then after, what will happen? After 2 to 3 hours, you will get many notifications which are related to artificial this machine learning. Many of the YouTubers or the technical persons who are teaching this machine learning very well, that will be recommended to you, that you have to see this particular video also. So these are the different applications of artificial intelligence. Google Gemini, everyone knows. This is one of the best application for the very advanced artificial intelligence technique that is known as generative AI, which is using transformers, CNN, RNN. Do you know all these things? These are the deep learning models. So generative AI is producing such kind of product for the society, that is Google Gemini. After that, this DeepSeek, ChatGPT, these are the well-known applications which are being used by the society very well. And the technology behind this is generative AI. So my concern is that as we are using all these tools and applications into our teaching learning process also, I have one question here that is really very important for all the teachers, and students are also sitting here. So this is really very important, that if you have a ChatGPT application, for example, as a teacher, I am giving one assignment to all my students, and they are just scanning that assignment and putting into ChatGPT. Your assignment is created. After that, you are taking a printout and submitting it to the department. Then now tell me, where is the learning? So students are coming to institutions for learning, for understanding the things, to know about artificial intelligence and other internal related components of artificial intelligence. But what is happening in this? And this is happening everywhere. For example, I am putting one complex case study. This case study is being uploaded into these applications, generative AI applications, and then after, the answer is into your soft copy, and that is being printed and submitted to the teacher. This is not good. So my suggestion is that this is for teachers also and for students also. Use these applications, but for learning. Not to make copy paste or to create content and just to post it. No, this is only for understanding or learning. Now I'm putting here one example. For example, there is a very important term, confusion matrix in machine learning. Confusion matrix. So if I'm not getting that what is confusion matrix, so what will I do? I will put a question into ChatGPT or any of the other DeepSeek application, that what is confusion matrix. There will be some answer. Now you ask that explain with a suitable and simple example. And it will give you a very simple example that will be very much easy to understand what is confusion matrix, and that is not only applicable to confusion matrix, in all the other complicated terms. The only thing is that how to use these AI applications. These applications have two verticals. One is for not learning and one is for learning. You have to decide, because these applications are very much spreaded into our society. So this is really very important for all of us to use them very safely and very ethically also. This is really very important for all of us. And this is one more suggestion for the prompt engineering. While using these ChatGPT applications, it is really very important to write a proper prompt. For example, here you are seeing, write something about AI. So that will be content will be generated, that will be a very vague content. But if you write like explain how AI is transforming education with real world examples, benefits and future impact in a concise and engaging way. So this will create a relevant relevant answer to you. So for all your problems, because now everyone is using these kind of applications, so this is really very important to convince artificial intelligence for better answer. Sometimes what is happening, for example, I have one research project and I want to apply for a funding. I'm going to present this research project in front of the panel of 3 persons. All right? So what is happening? I am presenting it, but the people are not convinced. So they denied to allot this project. No financial grant is given for this project. But for the same content, same project, there is one person who is giving lot of information to him, and he is trying to convince the experts in the way through which they are convinced to give financial support to this particular project. So similarly, what is the concern while using all these AI applications? That is only related to what is the content that you are presenting to artificial intelligence tools. If it is properly written, if it is a good prompt, then the answer will be perfect. And if you are not putting the good prompt to your AI applications, the answer will be vague. So these are the different things which are very essential while using these applications. This is really very important. Now, this is also a very important concern because artificial intelligence is used by every person of the society. I think 10 years back, there was no artificial intelligence in the society. But right now, everyone is using AI into the society directly or indirectly. For example, you are using Instagram, you are using any e-commerce platform, you are using any other social media platform, they all are using these artificial intelligence applications for prediction, for recommendation, for any kind of thing. So the reason is that when society is using these AI tools, or you are having some auto-generated messages into your message inbox or on your email or any other account. So you have to take care that while using all such kind of applications, soft applications or apps, whatever you have into your phone, that is really very important to use it very safely. So this is really very important to have AI skilling into the society. So there are 3 verticals here. Number 1, AI literacy. It is a basic information about artificial intelligence, that how to use artificial intelligence ethically. That is very important. So it is in the first vertical. Then after, AI fluency means AI powered learners and professionals. The persons who are doing like BCA, MCA or any of the student, and expert level persons are at the third vertical, that is AI expertise. They will be having with the product development. For example, there is a company which is developing AI products that will come into the third this vertical. So we have to take care for this society that everyone must know at least basic information about artificial intelligence, that how to use it safely, ethically, and responsibly also. So that is on the first vertical, and this is essential for each and every person of the society. And second and third are related to the technical aspect, technical development of the AI related products. So this is related to AI skilling. Last message of this section of the presentation, that many times we have fear that AI will replace human being. So my opinion is that the persons who are not using AI, they will be replaced. So it is essentially recommended for everyone who are senior persons or junior persons or in the mid of their career, they have to take care that they should learn how to use artificial intelligence into their daily activities, either in office, research, teaching, learning, or everywhere. You have to use artificial intelligence everywhere. So, all right. Now, coming to this section of this presentation. This is the second section of this presentation. A basic fundamental and application part of artificial intelligence is over. Now this is a core technical part, and this particular part or section of this presentation will help you in writing research papers, in pursuing research or doing some kind of research to address any research problem which is related to these emerging technologies like machine learning, deep learning, or any other. So here we have one problem statement which is related to ensemble machine learning. In artificial intelligence, we have different components or subsections of the technologies like machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI, agentic AI. Lot of artificial intelligence categories are available. They are the subsections of this broad term artificial intelligence. This is related to machine learning. In machine learning, there is a term ensemble machine learning. Now, how can we understand this ensemble machine learning? What is the meaning of this term ensemble? Ensemble means, for example, I am putting here one statement that decision tree is a machine learning algorithm. But if we combine 100 decision trees to address one real world problem for the prediction, what will happen? 100 decision trees are working for the same problem. So this is known as ensemble. When multiple machine learning algorithms are working for the same problem, then it is known as ensemble. So when many decision trees are combined, this is known as random forest. So random forest is the best example for the ensemble machine learning techniques. Okay, is it clear to everyone what is ensemble? When many machine learning models are combined for one problem, this is known as ensemble machine learning. Now the problem statement is that still we have developed lot of ensemble machine learning algorithms, but there are so many problems in terms of overfitting, underfitting, generalization, and error propagation. Lot of issues are there. So how can you address these? There is a lot of scope for the improvement of performance of these ensemble machine learning algorithms. So this is related to that. Now let me explore this particular problem statement. So to start with any research problem, we have to go for a review process. So under this problem statement, we had a review of 113 papers, and this is the outcome of the review. That, for example, you are seeing here, the first one is the research domain classification. Means what are the different application areas in which this particular ensemble learning problem was addressed. So the first one is agriculture. It is 12.5%. Means there will be a lot of applications in all 113 review papers. But this is one of the outcome classification that for agriculture there was 12.5%, and for healthcare it was 18.8%. For general ML applications it was 13.1.2, 12.5, 12.5 for the cybersecurity, autonomous systems, and finances as well. So whenever you are going for a problem statement or any of the research problem, you first try to recognize what is the problem, and then after you have to go for a review. So whenever you are doing review, it is not just to have a list of 113 papers and to write some text for any of the reference and then after it is concluded. No. You have to conclude such type of data from your review, that from how many applications you reviewed your problem statement, and then after, for example, you have this algorithm frequency analysis, means how many papers addresses this ensemble learning, random forest, ADA boost, light GBM, semi-supervised learning, stacking, and reinforcement learning. All right. So these are the different ensemble learning techniques. Out of 113 papers, how many papers addresses these segment of the learning algorithms? That is expressed over here in this visualization of the, which is a bar chart. for the algorithm frequency analysis. I'm just telling you that if you have a research problem statement, then after what should be the outcome of the review? Normally people do a list of paper, and then after a text about these papers are written over there, and there is no outcome in this way. So whatever the problem you have to go for such kind of visualizations related to your problem statement. Now this is year-wise research publication trend. So now you are seeing here that after 2020, there is a huge increase in the publication count. That means in all 113 papers, because there will be some basic papers also, which, like the paper is from 1995, from 2000, some basic and traditional papers which are included into review. That's why it is approx 2 to 3 in 1995 and 2000, but mostly papers are after 2020, because normally we do review in last 5 years. So that's why it is recommended here to have year-wise research publication trend. And then after this is the performance matrices use analysis. For example, if you have models into your research paper, then these models will have some evaluation or the performance parameters. These performance parameters may be F1 score, they may be this accuracy, precision, recall, AUC, RMSE, MAE, lot of performance parameters are there. So how many publications have used these performance parameters? That is mentioned over here. After that, these are the key outcomes of the review. Means in any ensemble machine learning algorithm, there is a problem of smart aggregation of the machine learning, base machine learning algorithms. For example, we are combining decision tree, 100 decision tree to make a random forest. What is the aggregation strategy? There is a weakness into this particular point. So that is basically the outcome of the review. Then after, all the other aggregations were done on the probability based. Probability based calculations are not much more reliable sometime. So it is required to have conversion of these probability based calculations to rank based calculations. So that is also very important. This is the outcome of the review, that you have to explore your problem statement into this direction. After that, we have advanced aggregation techniques and pseudo labeling. That is very important concern for the problem address, whatever we have into the review. So what are the outcomes, final outcomes? Like robust aggregation mechanisms, we are lacking here. And then after, probability based confidence, it is weak. We have to go for this credit assignment based theory. And then after, we have error propagation in pseudo labeling, and ensemble semi supervised learning will be the solution for the future problem. So now that problem statement that we proposed earlier, after review, we have identified these suggestions to explore further. So all of you may not be working into this particular domain of ensemble machine learning, but I am putting here a general methodology how to do research. If you have a problem statement, you have to do your review. Review should have outcomes. The outcomes must be visualized, whatever I presented here. And then after, what are the suggestions? What are the further guidelines to explore your problem statement? That is also very important, and that will come from your review process. So now we have these 4 directions to explore this particular problem statement. Now, we will go for the comparative analysis. Means the problem statement, whatever proposed, now we are going for the experiments. So we are going to use such kind of techniques. I am putting here a brief explanation on the ensemble machine learning techniques, because there are 3 major techniques through which you can combine the fundamental or the base machine learning models. For example, I gave one example of random forest. What is random forest? Random forest is the integration of different decision tree algorithms. So that is basically the combination of decision tree. Now, I will put here that what are the other mechanisms through which you can ensemble, you can combine these machine learning techniques. So see here, what is happening in this ensemble machine learning technique, that is basically known as bagging approach, and this is related to implementation of random forest. In random forest this will work. So what will happen? You have an original data set. Do you have any idea of data set? Any one of you? What is data set? For example, here it is written original data set. What does it mean? Set of information. Okay. But here we are having data set into a .csv file. Particularly, this may be in the form of collection of photos. It may be in the form of videos. It's a multimedia data. But now we have here the data into .csv file. .csv file means, for example, there is a data set which is related to brain tumor diagnostics. So there are certain features which are related to health problem. That may include blood pressure, that may include the temperature of the body, that may include the size, whatever the CT scan and MRI are having. So such type of data will be written, put into .csv file, and that particular data set will be used for these type of, for the implementation of these type of machine learning algorithms. So here also you have a data set in .csv file, for example, and then after there will be a bootstrap sampling. Bootstrap sampling means that particular data set will be divided into 10 parts. All right. And these 10 parts, for example, will be supplied to all the base models. For example, decision tree 1, decision tree 2, and decision tree M. M may be any of the number depending on the nature of the problem. So these data sets will be supplied to these base learners, and after that each of the base model will give the outcome, and these outcomes will be provided to aggregation or majority voting or averaging. For example, in case of classification, we have to go for majority voting. Majority voting means, for example, if you have 3 classifiers, and in 2 classifiers it is yes, and third classifier is putting it like no. So what will be the final outcome? For example, there are 3 classifiers, and 2 classifiers are saying it is yes, and 1 classifier is saying that it is no. So what is the final outcome? It is yes. So that is basically known as majority voting. But in case of regression problems means what is the predicted age? So the first machine learning model is giving the answer 50, another one is giving 40, and next one is giving 30. So what will be the final answer? 50 plus 40 plus 30, and that will be divided by 3. So this will be the average of the values or the prediction what is done. So now you have this aggregation mechanism which will be depending on majority voting or averaging. Majority voting is for classification problem, and averaging is for the regression problems. All right. And final prediction will be done accordingly. Second mechanism for this ensemble machine learning is we will have complete data set. We will supply this data set to the first model, and after that, based on the outcome, the error will be calculated. And based on this error propagation, whatever you have from the model 1, the weights will be updated, because for every instance of the data set there will be some weight. That weight will be calculated for the first model, and then after there will be an error. Based on the error calculation, we will update these weights, and this information will be supplied to the second model. Then after third model and up to n models, these predictions will be supplied serially from model 1 to model n. Now we will have weighted combination of all these predictions from model 1, from model 2, because weight will be calculated from each of the model, and this will be multiplied with the prediction of each model. Whatever the weighted average is there, that will be calculated finally. This will be the final prediction outcome for this boosting approach. Now, stacking approach. in this stacking approach, we have two levels. In the level 0, we have certain base models, and these base models may be random forest, support vector machine, and decision tree, or XGBoost. These are the base models which are supplied with the complete data set information, and every model will predict some outcome. That outcome will be given to the level 1 model, that will be basically the meta model. And for example, here we are using logistic regression as a meta model. So what is happening into this particular stacking model? We have complete data set. Then after this complete data set is supplied to all the other basic machine learning models, predictions are calculated, and these predictions are supplied to a level 1 model, which is basically known as meta model. So this meta model, which is here like logistic regression, the final outcome will be given. So these are 3 strategies which are being used for calculating the predictions. Number 1, bagging, which is for random forest, boosting, and then after stacking model. So these 3 are the models for ensemble machine learning. Now, for this particular problem statement, we have this 4 machine learning algorithms for this particular implementation. Number 1, decision tree. Decision tree is not an ensemble machine learning technique. It is non-ensemble ML technique. Then after we have random forest, light GBM, and stacking ensemble model, which is proposed here. And this stacking model is using support vector machine, decision tree, and logistic regression at level 0. And at level 1, it is logistic regression. So this particular stacking ensemble model will be used. So finally, for our problem statement, we are going to use here 4 machine learning models. Number 1 is decision tree. Decision tree is not an ensemble learning tree. It's a fundamental machine learning model. Why are we using here? Because we have to see that is ensemble machine learning algorithm is better compared to non-ensemble machine learning algorithm. So this will be finalized after this experiment. And then after we have to say, we have to conclude that which of the ensemble machine learning is better for the data set whatever we have proposed. So we are going to use 4 machine learning models here: decision tree, random forest, light GBM, and stacking ensemble model. And these 4 machine learning models will be implemented on these 4 data sets. So basic information about the data set is given over here. It's a breast cancer data set, which is a binary classification problem. That means it will conclude that the patient is with this breast cancer or not. And then after we have Titanic data set, it is also a binary classification problem. Again, survived or not survived. So this data set will conclude that a particular person which is supplied, about which the information is supplied to that particular machine learning model, what will be the outcome, that it is survived or not. So there are 2 particular address outcomes over here: survived or not survived. After that, MNIST data and data set and digits data set. Both of these 2 digits data sets are image data set, which is based on the pattern recognition, that if someone is writing a particular number, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that system will recognize. So these are the different kind of problem, and you can say these are multi-class classification problems. All right. So we have these 4 kind of data sets for these 4 kind of machine learning algorithms. So do we have any discussion till now? किसी को कुछ पूछना है, बात करना है, क्योंकि बहुत बोरिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. Actually it is on a very technical part. So if there is any question, any light question, या तो सब कुछ समझ आ रहा है या कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा. दूसरे की पॉसिबिलिटी ज़्यादा है. हाँ बताइए. Yes, I am coming on to that. अभी आगे उसी पे ही बात कर रहे हैं. Actually, these data sets are available on various machine learning repositories like UCI machine learning repository or Kaggle. So these are few of the electronic repositories from which you can download these data sets, which are publicly available for the students and researchers. So we have these 4 data sets. Now I am coming with the implementation. So let us see how are we doing. Before that, I am putting here one information in front of you also, that all these models will be implemented with the help of Python Anaconda platform. All right. So accordingly, we will see the results. Yes. So this is the first experiment which is done on breast cancer data set. It's a binary classification problem, you know. Now see here, what is target distribution? What is the meaning of the target distribution? In breast cancer data set, you see there are two segments. One is having 212. I think it is not visible to you. It's a blue bar. It is 212, and the another one is 357. What does it mean? It means into the data in this data set, breast cancer data set, there are 212 data sets which are with yes, and remaining 357 data are related to no. All right. So similarly, in the second case, Titanic, 549 survived and remaining number is not survived. So this information, target distribution, means what are the frequency or the count of data as per the classification that you have. Third and fourth data set, MNIST and digits, they have 9 classes actually. All right. How many? 9 classes. So accordingly, 9 bars will be there, and they will be telling that this particular number has such kind of count. So that is basically represented here as a target distribution. You have a specific function in Python programming. After uploading this particular data set using pandas, you will write a code for this particular target distribution, and the outcome will be generated. Okay. If you will require code, I will supply you. Then after, we have this correlation heat map. Correlation heat map means any of the 2 features, how are they related? For example, height, weight and marks. I am putting here one example. So height and weight are related to each other. Yes or no? Height and weight of any person are related to each other. But height is not related to marks. Or weight is not related to weight is not related to marks. All right. So if you want to have initial study on your data set, for such kind of insight, whatever I discussed with an example, so for that you have to go for the heat map. So this correlation heat map, if it is red, it is 100% related to each other. And if it is blue, that is not related to this. All right? That is not related to this. And this is one of the heat map, correlation heat map. Otherwise, you can express this with a number. And that number will be from -1 to +1. If it is approaching to 0, there is no relation. And if it is approaching to -1 or +1, then it is, yes, there is a relation. Maybe a positive or negative. So similarly, we have this feature distribution. Feature distribution basically means if there are certain values in any specific feature, 0 to 5, what is the count? 5 to 10, what is the count? That is basically expressed here in the feature distribution. Pair plot, that is just showing the relationship between 2 attributes. And after that, this is confusion matrix. Confusion matrix is the fundamental mathematical concept for the prediction. So this confusion matrix has two axes here. On x-axis you have predicted, and on y-axis you have actual. So whenever you are creating a confusion matrix for the prediction of any data set, that means if I will explain here, this is 40. 40 is for 0 actual and 0 predicted. All right, 0 actual and 0 predicted. So it means that whatever the classification you have, 0 is predicted as 0, that is 40. And if 0 is predicted as 1, which is misclassified, which is not correct, that is 3. You just see in the first confusion matrix whatever you have here. Means 0, 0, 0 predicted, 0 actual, it is 40. That means 40 classifications are correctly classified. And next one is 1 actual, 1 predicted. That means 68 classifications which are 1 are predicted as 1, which is also correct. But in second case, predicted 0 and actual 1, that means there are 3 classifications which are 0 actually, but they are predicted as 1, which is a wrong classification. So this is false positive, false negative, true positive, true negative. Based on these data, we have certain calculations like F1 score and precision, accuracy, that I will discuss later. But this is the concept of the confusion matrix. So see here, this is the first table which is giving the performance matrices, all kind of performance matrices for the breast cancer data set. So now you have here, for all these 4 machine learning algorithms, we have accuracy of 94.73, 96.49, 96.49 for the random forest, and 97.36 for the stacking classifier. So what does it mean? Stacking classifier is the best performer. Stacking classifier is the best performer for this particular data set. And which one is the least performer? Decision tree. And decision tree is a non-ensemble technique, and stacking is a ensemble based technique. So it is concluded here that ensemble techniques are performing much more better, and in ensemble techniques there are 3 categories that we have: bagging, boosting, and stacking. Stacking techniques are much more performing better for any particular problem. So this is the conclusion from this first experiment that we did for the breast cancer data set. Now we do the experiment, same experiment. Actually, this is also a very important concern which is related to validation of the data set, validation of the outcomes. So you see, for all 4 machine learning algorithms, the AUC, the ROC curve values are 0.9163 for the first one, and for next it is 0.9891, 0.9927. So these are very much approaching to 1. That means the outcomes, whatever we concluded, are validated properly. So for validation, we will go for the ROC curve. Again, we will have experiment 2, which is on Titanic data set. All right, this is Titanic data set. So similarly, we have heat map. Fortunately, here numbers are given. And this is pair plot. There is no discussion required on this, on these graphs and on the visualizations, pair plot and heat map, etc. This is feature distribution. This is confusion matrix, again for the decision making. And again, it is performance matrix for the conclusion of the ensemble learning. Now tell me, which one is best? Stacking model is best. And which one is least performer? Decision tree. What is the percentage classification that we have here? It is 79.88. And highest accuracy, actually it is less for all 4 algorithms. And this is not good. So we will have other model. We are going to propose another model for handling this particular problem. But again, you can derive the same conclusion for this particular data set, that ensemble learning algorithms are better compared to non-ensemble, and in ensemble learning algorithms, stacking algorithms are much more better. So this was for Titanic data set. Now coming to some multi-class classification problems. So this is again ROC curve. ROC curve means the validation of all these particular outcomes whatever we have, and the values are similarly we have 0.79 or 0.84. Whatever the result we have, accordingly the validation results, validation number are also available over there. Coming to experiment number 3. This is MNIST dataset, which is a multi-class classification problem. Now see what is happening. This is the sample MNIST image, and this is average image per class MNIST dataset. This is just information, basic information about the dataset. It's a multi-class classification dataset. So we have this class distribution, pixel intensity heat map. This particular heat map will tell us the intensity level of the picture to recognize it into different classes whichever explained in the data set from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, because there are 9 classifications into this particular data set. So again we will have, actually it is a multi-class classification problem, that's why these recall and F1 score are explained separately. So we have this decision tree. What is the accuracy? 81.65. And for light GBM, it is 95.39. And random forest, it is 95. Stacking classifier, it is 98.89. So what is the conclusion again? That non-ensemble algorithms are not performing well compared to ensemble, and under ensemble algorithms, stacking algorithms are performing well in this case of multi-class classification problem. All right. So this is the conclusion that we have. Again, we will have this confusion matrix for the prediction, and these are the ROC curves that we have, and these curves have very good values. One, it is approximately 1, approaching to 1. That means the answers are well validated, and whatever we concluded for the accuracy, that is perfect. So the outcomes are validated. So similar thing will be done for this digits data set. Now you see here for this digits data set, we have this sample image, average image per class. This is very similar to the previous data set. And class distribution, we have 9 classes again, and then after pixel intensity heat map, which is for the recognition of different types of data items, and then after we have these confusion matrices, and again the performance matrices of the algorithm for the digits data set. What is the outcome of decision tree? It is 85.27. Light GBM is giving 98.05, random forest is giving 97.22, and again the stacking classifier is giving you 98.33. So what is the conclusion finally after completing the experiment of all these 4 data sets with 4 machine learning algorithms? That we have best performance in ensemble machine learning algorithms, and among all these ensemble machine learning algorithms where we have 3 verticals, 3 components, boosting, bagging, boosting and stacking is much more better. All right. So this is concluded here. But the thing is that what happened with the data set which is not performing well? No algorithm is performing well. Which was the data set? What was the name of that data set for which it is not performing? Breast cancer, MNIST, digits, or Titanic? For which? For which data set? Okay, coming to the conclusion, this is the ROC curves for the validation, and then after I'm coming to the findings of this study that stacking classifier. What are the findings of this study? That is stacking classifier in case of breast cancer, it is giving 97.36% accuracy, and for Titanic it is 84.92, and then after for MNIST it is 98.89, and for digits it is 98.33. So which one is very much less? Titanic. For Titanic dataset, all these four algorithms are not working. What is the reason behind this? What should be remedy to improve the algorithms for this particular type of dataset? That is really very important. So it is concluded that two things are concluded very properly by this experiment and study, that ensemble machine learning algorithms are much more better compared to standalone machine learning algorithms. Means always decision tree will be better compared to random forest. In ensemble machine learning algorithms, we have three categories: bagging, boosting, and stacking. Stacking will always be performing well compared to other algorithms. But it is not universally truth. It is not applicable on all cases. There are some data sets which have their own nature. Some of them may have problem of underfitting. Some of them may have problem of overfitting. Some of them may have problem of generalization. Lot of problems are there. For example, there is a data set that has 500 instances into it, but 450 are related to yes, and only 50 are related to no. So do you feel that this is a good data set, or all the machine learning algorithms will give good result for this particular data set? No, because this is an imbalanced data set. For any imbalanced data set, we have to go for other provisions. We have to handle it before going to process it. I will discuss it later with the new proposal, that if you have such kind of imbalanced data set where you have 450 data for the yes and 50 for no among all 500 instances, so what will you do? You have to go for a cross validation technique, in which you have to take care that for each of the section of the particular data set, whatever you created, that must contain at least 45. For example, I am dividing it into 10 sections, into 10 subparts. So each section will have 50 data sets. In these 50 data sets, we should have 45 with yes and 5 with no. And if we are not taking care of this particular constraint, what will happen? There will be 3 to 4 segments where you only have yes data set. That is really a problem for a cross validation technique. So such type of problems will be addressed with the cross validation that I will discuss later. So here we concluded that this is happening. Ensemble learning algorithms are much more better, and stacking algorithms are much more better compared to bagging and boosting. But now there is one problem which is not addressed till now, and that problem is what happened with Titanic. Means Titanic data set is not performing with all these algorithms. So we tried, we created one proposal for it. We introduced several new segments into a machine learning algorithm that I will discuss in a very abstract form, because this paper is submitted to some journal. So I will not go very much deep into in the details of the implementation or technical details. So I will just propose here an abstract format of that particular proposal. So you just see here. This proposal is going to address the problem of Titanic dataset, because into that we are having highest accuracy of approx 80, 9%. So this is the proposal. I'm just explaining all these steps that we have here. This particular proposal have following features: data pre-processing and feature engineering. And into that we have three special segments. Number one, feature construction. Do you know what is feature construction? I am putting here one example to understand what is feature construction. Feature construction means, for example, we have attendance, we have mid-sem marks, and then after we have some other performance index of related to students. There are three performance index we have into the data set. Now I am creating here a new index, that is PI, performance indicator. And what is that? 0.3 into attendance, 0.3 into mid-semester marks. These weights may be assigned by the user or the administrator who is using this kind of system. So what am I doing? We have three fundamental attributes of the data set, but we are creating here a new particular attribute or instance into the data set. So that is basically known as feature construction. After that we have isolation forest, outliers. Outlier means in all kind of data sets we have outliers, but they are very limited. So we have to take care that these are the isolation forest. How can we isolate them? Because they are very less in number, so it is very easy to isolate them. So that's why this proposal has the facility of isolation forest. Then after we have scaling and normalization technique, and I think it is very well known to you that what are the scaling and normalization technique in machine learning algorithms. So I will come to base models which are used into this particular ensemble approach. So into this we have random forest, gradient boosting, support vector machine, and XGBoost. And we tried to have all kind of machine learning algorithms to be included into this particular stacking proposal, where we have these random forest, gradient boosting, support vector machine, and XGBoost. These are the several machine learning algorithms which are combined into this proposal. Now, when we are going to supply this data set to this particular integrated environment of machine learning models, we have this stratified k-fold training data set. What is stratified k-fold training? Stratified k-fold training means we have a data set. Again, I am putting here one example, that if you have 1000 instances into a data set and 900 instances are related to yes and 100 instances are related to no, then after when you perform the cross validation onto this data set, you have to take care that in each of the section or subsection of this data set, whatever you are going to create, that must contain 90 yes and 10 no. So that is basically known as stratified cross validation, which is not taken care whenever we are going to implement this cross validation only, which without stratification. So stratified k-fold training is being used here for the imbalanced data set. Yes.
So can we take equal number of yes or yes and no in each segment?
Yes, your suggestion is good, but what is happening whenever you are taking, what is the way to create a data set? The creation of data set is not in your hand actually. So what happens whenever you are going to create a data set, that will be given by the third party. All right, third party means the doctors, or for example, I want to create a data set related to students. So who are the supplier of this information? The students. They will supply. So it is a coincidence. Sometimes it happens that you are not getting the data whatever you wish. That means the 50% yes and 50% no.
So we can repeat the no values in different segments.
No, that may be covered into the data processing part. But what is happening here, I am telling you that if the data is imbalanced, there is no problem. If the data is imbalanced, there is no problem. If you have 900 instances for yes and 100 instances for no, there is no problem at all. But you have to follow this stratified cross validation. because this is not in your hand. Otherwise, this will be a data set which is manipulated. If you are doing anything, that will be a manipulated data. So whatever the original data you have and that is imbalanced, what is the strategy to handle it? So that strategy is stratified k-fold cross-validation. So that will be supplied to different machine learning algorithms. All right. And then after, actually the mechanism of doing decision making, that is totally based on the probability. Probability means if there are 4 classifiers and the decision making, what is the probability for yes? If there are 4 classifiers, what is the probability of making it yes or no? Just tell me. 0.25. That is the probability. So accordingly, it may be possible that all the classifiers are 4, means all the 4 classifiers are concluding it is yes. It may be possible that all the 4 classifiers are saying that it is no. And there is another possibility to have 3 yes, 1 no, 2 yes, 2 no. These are the different possibilities. And every time you will have different probabilities. Based on these probabilities, you will conclude the final outcome based on the majority voting or any kind of other aggregation mechanisms that you have among all the basic or fundamental algorithms that we have. For example, here we have random forest, gradient boosting, and support vector machine. So we have to apply some aggregation mechanism among all these 4 machine learning algorithms. All right. So those aggregation mechanism was based on probabilities, but now it is converted into a rank. Rank means if the probability is 0.25, it is converted into 0, and if it is 0.75, it is converted into 1. So accordingly, the classification of these probabilities is done into ranks. All right. So whenever you have rank which are independent from the probability concept, that is implemented for the decision making process, means the algorithm is implemented for this particular ranking system. After that, what is happening? We have semi-supervised learning with the pseudo-labeling. Means whatever the rank-based decision is done, that will be having some kind of labeling mechanism. Labeling mechanism means you can see here that this semi-supervised or pseudo-labeling, if pseudo-labels are having value 1 and 0, there are only 2 possibilities for the pseudo-labeling, 1 or 0. But it will be depending on the rank. If you have rank greater than 0.5, it will be 1, and if it is less, then it is 0. So accordingly, pseudo-labeling will be done, and this pseudo-labeling will be implemented for the decision making process or aggregation mechanism for all other machine learning techniques that you have. So finally, this is the final model learning will be based on this particular pseudo-labeling and rank aggregation mechanism, and then after the results will be concluded. And this particular model is implemented into Python programming with the help of in Anaconda platform. So we have this first confusion matrix for the Titanic dataset. So it is visible here that we have at least 538 decisions which are correctly classified, and 324 and 538 classifications which are correct. Now they see this particular performance parameter for this Titanic dataset. What is accuracy for this? 0.9. Yes, it is precision and recall. Yes, perfect. For 0 and 1, for both it is calculated, and accordingly the AUC value is 0.99. So the answer is also validated here. So let me have this final conclusion here with the Titanic dataset, that for decision tree, we will focus only on accuracy. What is percentage, accuracy percentage for decision tree? It is 79.88. And for light GPM, it was 82.12. Random forest, it is 81.56. Stacking classifier, it is 84.92. And whatever we proposed, some model, hybrid model, which is based on this pseudo labeling, rank aggregation. So that particular proposed model is giving you 96.74% accuracy. So which is much more better compared to other machine learning algorithms. So this model is particularly addressing the problem of the Titanic dataset that we have. All right. This is model accuracy comparison. This is AU score comparison, error rate comparison for all models with the proposed model. And this is recall and F1 score comparison. And this is the discussion that we have, that rank-based strategy is better whenever we have this particular problem of underfitting, overfitting, or generalization into our data set. So that is working well. So it is concluded here that the ensemble learning strategies with rank-based aggregation in place of probability-based aggregation are better. And we have to follow pseudo-labeling mechanism also for the smart aggregation mechanism that we have. All right. So this was the second subsection, because we have time of I think 35 to 40 minutes remaining. But now just can we have some discussion on whatever we studied here? So if you have any questions, please let me know. बताइए. ये मैडम आपके यहाँ भी ये मशीन लर्निंग के कोर्सेज तो चलते होंगे, मशीन लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग आपके BCA प्रोग्राम्स में? AI में चलते हैं, मशीन लर्निंग वगैरह सब पढ़ाते हैं. अच्छा. नहीं, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है. सो एनी क्वेश्चन, एनी जनरल काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन, कोई ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप, हाँ बताइए आप सर. केवल एक ही लोग ने पार्टिसिपेट किया है ठीक से. पूछिए.
Sir, are these models are automatically generated based on the data set, or we have to design the?
No. These are not automatically generated. They have their own strategy. For example, this decision tree, there is one algorithm that is already encoded into Python environment. So you have to just import it and then after use it.
So we have to write all the logic.
But whatever the proposed model we have here, that is fifth model that I proposed for pseudo labeling and rank aggregation. So that model is proposed and coded by us. So there are so many other models related to this machine learning and deep learning. They are already coded. So there is no requirement to code it again. You have to just import it into your programming environment and use it. Results will be there. But if you want to improvise anything into that particular model, then you have to write your own code. And that will be your own model also. So this is the way, means it is not already created, automatically created. There is no model, especially in case of this machine learning, etc., that it is created as per the requirement of data set. It is completely user oriented, means if you have any problem, address it, think about it, and then after code it. And accordingly you can check the performance also.
What is Gen AI?
Gen AI means generative AI. Generative AI is the latest technology that we have right now. It is related to basically generating data. For example, few years back until now also, whatever you are writing on the Google is providing you n number of links for any information. And now it is your responsibility to check each link and then after to compile the information. Now what is happening with the chat GPT, Gen AI or this Google Gemini or other same type of applications like DeepSeek, etc. What is happening? They are writing their own text based on these links. So that is much more easy compared to the previous Google search. And also Google is doing the same thing right now. Whenever you are writing something on your Google prompt, it is generating the text also. So that nowadays, not only text, if you want to create a photo, that photo means the multimedia data will also be created by ChatGPT or any of the other generative AI application. All right. So मेरा कहना ये है कि हम लोगों ने जो अभी तक जो हुआ है उसमें मैं अब्स्ट्रैक्ट एक बताना चाहता हूँ कि क्या एग्जैक्टली है, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग रिसर्च कर रहे हैं और उनको ये नहीं पता होता है कि क्या मैकेनिज़्म फॉलो करना है. तो अगर आपको ये हो सकता है कि आप इंसेंबल मशीन लर्निंग के बारे में नहीं जानते हैं या फिर वो प्रॉब्लम हम एड्रेस नहीं कर रहे हैं, उस पर्टिकुलर डोमेन में काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट किसी भी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट को कैसे एड्रेस करना है, दैट इज़ रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो द थिंग इज़ दैट if you are going to do MTech, if you are going to do PhD, if you are working for any research project, or if you are working for any other minor project, whatever, even I will say it for BCA and whatever the undergraduate programs which are running over here, for those students also, that if you have a title means this is a problem statement. So whatever the title of your research project, PhD title, MTech research title you have to identify your problem statements first. Identify your problem statement, then after go for review. And this review should not be a collection of text. It should not be a generative AI text that we compiled the text related to 100 or 113 or 115 research papers. You have to conclude something from your review, and that will be basically your research outcome. And this research outcome will tell you that what is research gap, where you have to work. The suggestions on your problem statement will be given by the research review work, whatever you did for your problem statement. All right. So whenever you are concluding you are identifying you are finding the research gap, then after you are having your explored dimensions that we have to go, we have to travel into these directions in these problem statements. Then after you will identify that what will be the future work, means what will you do for this problem statement. Then after set data set the algorithms, do the experiments, justify your claims, and after that propose a new work which will address the problem statement. And that particular new work or the whatever the proposed work that you have, and that is validated properly, then after you can publish this particular work to any of the journal or any conference. So this is the overall mechanism for doing research, to work for any of the problem statement which is based on your project title. Anything else? Okay. So madam, we have time till 4 PM. हाँ 4 बजे तक करना है ना? हाँ कोई नहीं कोई. हाँ ठीक है. There is nothing after tea break? अच्छा, okay. All right. So actually in our title we had emerging technologies. Till now we discussed about artificial intelligence, application part of these artificial intelligence techniques, and then after a specific zone of machine learning was addressed, that is ensemble machine learning. Now we will go towards the Internet of Things and blockchain, and we will see very abstract format of the applications. How can we apply it into business and education applications? So let me have a very brief introduction of these two emerging technologies, which are blockchain and Internet of Things. So, meanwhile, we have this another application of artificial intelligence. This is also very important. Many of, I think, someone is working on this title in your PhD. Any research scholar from this place? Yes. Do you know Sustainable Development Goals? United Nations identified few Sustainable Development Goals. So based on SDG 2, that is zero hunger, if we improve the agriculture production process, agricultural productivity, then in that case, we can do something for zero hunger, to how to overcome with this zero hunger issue. So sustainable and resilient agriculture can be implemented only with the help of integration of emerging technologies and whatever the agricultural activities or agricultural processes you have traditionally. So what are the places where you can apply artificial intelligence? What are the places where you can apply IoT? What are the places where you can apply blockchain? So this is just an overview. There is nothing technical over here. So I will put here few of the information related to you, that these are the smart agricultural framework, and in this we have two categories: agricultural operations and agricultural infrastructure. So agricultural operations means tracking, monitoring, automating and analyzing operations, whatever we have. And agricultural infrastructure, for example, I want to implement Internet of Things for monitoring a particular crop. So we have to develop this emerging technology based infrastructure into forms. So that is very important to have supporting agricultural infrastructure for this particular smart agriculture application. And for ensuring the integration of the technology, we have several technologies like cloud computing, big data analytics, Internet of Things, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, drones, data analytics. Lot of techniques, lot of technologies are available which will be used for the integration into smart agriculture operations. So these are few of the key terms which are very much related to this smart agriculture, like precision farming. Precision farming means, for example, with the help of technology, we want to know what is the level of soil moisture, what is temperature, what is nutrient levels, and what is the crop health. Crop health, how can you monitor the crop health? That will be monitored by a camera. For example, there is a one drone based camera, and that will fly over the total area of the crop, and it will capture the video, or it may capture the pictures also. All right. Then after, it will be supplied to a deep learning mechanism, deep learning framework, and that deep learning framework will tell you that what is the health of the crop, what are the particular segment where the health of crop is not proper, and it will also identify where are the places where we have weeds. So these are the different aspects of technology integration in precision farming. We have crop monitoring and management, a similar kind of drone based activity. Livestock monitoring, this is also related to agriculture, as we have behavior of livestock can give you that what is the health of these livestock. So that is very important. Similarly, the drone based camera surveillance system can be used for monitoring the health of these livestock. This is one of the application. Data analytics and predictive models. Supply chain is a very important aspect. Smart greenhouses means we already have greenhouses, but if it is equipped with sensors, equipped with some deep learning AI based mechanisms, so that is basically known as smart greenhouse implementations. And then after agricultural drones, Internet of Food is a very important technology right now. Lot of work is going on in this Internet of Internet of Food, which is managing effectively what is produced, what is distributed, and what is consumed about the agricultural products. Now, the smart agriculture life cycle is based on these 4 steps. Number 1, it is observation. Observation means to collect data from farms, and then after perform some diagnostics, means examining and processing the collecting data. That is basically the diagnostic. And then after we have utilizing AI techniques, that is also the part of diagnostic. And then after you have to perform some actions. What is recommended by the AI system based on the data which is collected from the farm or livestock area, that particular recommendation will be followed by the action takers, whatever the decision will be taken by them. So this is only the smart agriculture life cycle that we have. These are few of the problem statements. Similarly, in case of this smart agriculture, that autonomous tractors enabled with the GPS, camera-based surveillance systems like plantation of crop, apply fertilizers, spray pesticides, managing the weeds, requirement of irrigation, prediction of yield, robotic solution for sustainable food for future. These are few of the problem statements on which those who are interested may work for these problem statements. Yes, this was about smart agriculture. It's a very introductory part, that how can we apply AI, blockchain, computer vision, drone based systems, cameras for implementation of the smart agriculture. Now we have this blockchain technology. So for a layman person, how can we understand this blockchain? So here we have one example. Imagine if there is a notebook, and this notebook is shared with 10 friends. And what is happening, if any of them is changing any information, editing or adding or deleting anything into that particular notebook, that must be shared with all of them. This is the condition. So if you have such a realistic thing into technology in terms of database or any of the data processing mechanism, that is known as blockchain. Means everyone must know about the update, about any insertion, deletion, or any kind of thing. That will be processed by informed to everyone. That is basically known as blockchain. And what is the concept map? It is related to transactions. Basically, it is used in banking systems, in financial applications. Blockchain is very much used because whatever the updation or any of the insertion, deletion, whatever you have, that will be there, that no one can delete it. So it is really very important for financial applications, especially in banking sector. This blockchain is very much being used. So components of this blockchain are transactions. You know what are the transactions. Then after cryptography. Cryptography means, do you know what is cryptography? How many of you know cryptography?
Encoding a message. Encoding and decoding.
Encryption and decryption.
Yes. Actually, that is a correct term. Encryption and decryption. And the simple example of encryption is, for example, I am passing a message, CAT, cat. So what will I do? I will convert all these characters with +1. Means C will be converted into D, A will be converted into B, and T will be converted into U. So whatever the message you will get after adding +1, that will be known as, what will be the name? This is known as ciphertext. Ciphertext. And this process is known as encryption. And the key for this particular activity is +1. So the person who knows that -1 will give you the decrypted message. So whenever the person will do -1 into the transmitted message, you will get the original one. So to get the message from ciphertext, that is known as decryption. So this encryption, decryption, ciphertext, plaintext, ciphertext process is known as encryption. And encryption is a very big science, big technology. A lot of algorithms are developed into this. And all the, on WhatsApp, you see the message that your chats are end-to-end encrypted. What does it mean? It means that your messages are safe. Whatever you are discussing or you are chatting with someone, that is safe. So this is known as encrypted and decrypted message. So similarly, we have encryption and decryption in the blockchain technology also. Consensus means agreement. We all are agree to do this. That process is consensus. And after that, we have distributed ledger, transparency and security, and real world applications. All right. So these are basically known as concept map for blockchain. This is the technical definition that a blockchain is a distributed, decentralized and immutable. Immutable, do you know what is immutable? Bas, simple. You cannot change it. It is immutable. Immutable ledger that records transactions in chronological order across multiple computers. So this is the basic definition for the blockchain. And these are the important characteristics like decentralized, transparent, secure, immutable. And this is one of the real life analogy that is not required here because we already discussed about it. So the reason behind this is for the development of this blockchain is that banks, government, universities, payment gateways, they all are using blockchain right now. The reason is that third party was verifying everything in case of the banking financial transactions, but it is not required. Actually, it was very costly, and the information was also transferred to many places. So that's why when banking systems are implementing these blockchain based transaction mechanisms, then there is no requirement of the third party. So that's why there is a huge requirement for the blockchain implementation into banking sector. Now, these are the evolution of blockchain. Initially, it was only related to digital currency, Bitcoin, everyone knows. After that, it came with the programmable contracts, that is known as smart contracts. It is a distributed ledger basically, means whatever the financial transactions are giving for any of the real world application, they all are encoded into this particular smart contract. Then after beyond finance, now blockchain is being used in healthcare also, in education system also, in supply chain also. Many of the other applications are also using, that is with blockchain 3.0. And now we are running with blockchain 4.0, where we are using these blockchain techniques into artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, cloud computing, big data, digital twins. In all these techniques, we are going to use these blockchain techniques. This is one of the blockchain case study. So in this case study, I am putting here, this is related to business application, blockchain based supply chain management in the food industry. So what is happening, for example, we have a supermarket for organic mangoes, and the claim is that this mango is available with the expiry date of 10 days, but we have 3 days duration from the origin of its place. So what will happen? How can you justify this claim? What is the technology behind this? So only blockchain is there. What will be the mechanism? I am just showing you for this particular case study. Who will be the stakeholders for this particular case study? These are farmer, transport company, warehouse, processing unit, distributor, retailers, and customers. These will be the stakeholders. All right. And how this blockchain will be implemented? On step 1, we have harvest farmer records like farm ID, crop type, harvest date, and location. These will be entered into the blockchain. And then after, we will have transportation, and the transportation will be equipped with IoT sensors. All right. So that is basically having temperature, humidity, vehicle ID, everything will be entered into blockchain with this particular data while transporting that particular product from one place to another place. After that, on your warehouse. On warehouse, the similar information what is required over there, like product quality, quantity, storage conditions, they all will be done over there. So this three kind of data at the origin place, at the place of transportation, at the place of warehouse, everything will be recorded into the blockchain. And then after, obviously there will be a retail store, QR code will be pasted onto the product, and then after the customer will scan this QR product, each and every information about the origin of the product, then after transportation, and then after what was the condition at warehouse, that all information will be available to the customer. So that is basically the implementation of blockchain, which is not possible with any other kind of technology or any other kind of mechanism. All right. So this is just to have reliability of reliable information to customers. Okay, so this was about blockchain. This was one of the case study that was related to blockchain technology. Now I am coming to the last technology, that is IoT, means Internet of Things. Do you know what is thing in Internet of Things? What is thing?
Devices, different devices.
No, this is also a device, but I think this is not connected to internet.
Wi-Fi enabled devices.
Yes, Wi-Fi enabled devices are, yes, any of the device which is using internet or connected to internet by any of the medium. It may be possible that it has a physical internet connection, that is also a thing. So in this Internet of Thing, each and everything which is connected to internet, that comes under this Internet of Things. So these are some of the definitions or the important concerns which are related to IoT. Smart watch, smart TV, smart refrigerator, smart car, smart meter, drones, these all which are connected to internet for a certain processing or mechanism, they comes under this Internet of Things. Now, what are the different components with this Internet of Things? We have sensors for collecting the information, like temperature sensor, humidity sensor, motion sensor, pressure sensor. Lot of sensors are available for these kind of devices. And then after actuators. Actuators are action takers actually. And for example, we have fan as an actuator. So what will happen? The temperature will be sensed by a sensor, and the implementation will be done on this fan or of any of the AC unit. So these are the few of the examples of the actuator. Now we have IoT devices which are related to, like all these sensors, microcontrollers, communication modules, softwares, power supply tools, they all comes under the IoT devices. Microcontroller is the brain of IoT device. What should be done by the particular device or a particular processing mechanism, that will be decided by this microcontroller device. These are a few of the communication technologies. It may be Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, LoRaWAN, NB-IoT, and other internet mechanisms may also be there for communicating or for connecting the devices, whatever we have into this particular system. IoT gateway, which connects sensors and devices to the internet. This is one of the other connecting device. And cloud computing is very important because everything is available on cloud. So cloud computing is clouds are very essential component for this particular IoT implementation. Normally we have a 5-layer architecture for Internet of Things, which is a business layer for reports and decision making. Actually it will start from a very basic layer where we have sensors and actuators. Then after, these sensors and actuators will be connected through Wi-Fi, 5G, Bluetooth or LoRaWAN at the network layer. After that we have processing layer with the help of cloud. We have storage, analytics and application of artificial intelligence for any real world problem. Then after we have application layer, means for which purpose you are connecting all these devices to each other. That may be smart home, healthcare. And finally we have business layer, means whatever the data is collected, whatever the outcomes we have, what is processing, and then after what are the outcomes and future directions will be decided based on this executive reporting. So these are the working mechanism of the IoT systems. This is one of the last case study that we have, that how can we implement IoT based smart inventory and warehouse management system scenario. So this will help in implementing this particular warehouse system. Now I'm coming to that particular mechanism or the step-by-step plan for this IoT case study, that we have some RFID and IoT based supply chain architecture for this implementation, for the implementation of this particular warehouse, that we have supplier who will supply this raw materials or finished goods. Then after, all the products will be received with RFID tag, which can be scanned properly. These products will be connected with IoT sensors, means RFID readers and IoT sensors. They will be connected with that particular data, RFID readers. So these RFID readers capture tag data and IoT sensors which collect the environmental data, whatever we have. After that, this will be passed to the IoT gateway. IoT gateway will be connected to the cloud platform for the super connectivity. And after that, we have this analytics dashboard on which the data is analyzed and visualized to provide insights and real-time monitoring of whatever the price, whatever the expire date of a particular product, that will be provided by this analytics dashboard. And this dashboard will be given to warehouse manager for proper functioning, and then after, it will be connected to the retail store or customers directly, because there are so many online stores also. So in case of online store, it will be directly connected to customers, and in case of retail store, it will be connected to the shopkeeper or the person who will be managing this storekeeper. So yes, so conclusion is that we studied about artificial intelligence. Then after, specific problem of ensemble machine learning we addressed. We discussed about a new proposal which was based on pseudo labeling and rank aggregation. And after that, we discussed about smart agriculture. How can we implement AI, IoT, blockchain into smart agriculture to address the problem of SDG 2.0 hunger. And we also discussed about blockchain. What is fundamental of this blockchain and how can we apply into banking system or any real world problem of business, and IoT, which discussed later. So in IoT, we have taken care that how can we implement a smart warehouse with the help of this particular Internet of Things application. So this is the final concluding remarks of the presentation. These are few of the references which are really very important in preparing this particular presentation. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please let me know. हो गया मैम? ये आप उसको रखवा दीजिए.
Thank you so very much, sir, for such an interesting session. I hope we all have learned a lot about AI, machine learning, and a lot many tools which are being used these days for making our life easier and better. I would like to call upon Dr. Shalini ma'am for formal vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. So today we had 2 sessions, and I hope you all are taking a lot after these 2 sessions, and I would take this opportunity to thank Professor Praveen Shukla sir for such an informative session. Yes, it was technical as the messages which I was getting, but we are living the digital era. And when we talk about digital transformation, it does not in any way mean that we totally adapt digital world without its cons. So if we are talking about the various security measures which we are going to take to protect ourselves and our data in this scenario is what we have tried to cover in the entire session from 13th to 25th of July. So all these 16 sessions which you will be having, where you would be having esteemed speakers from various reputed universities and colleges who would be coming and sharing their experience over here. Sir talked about machine learning, Sir talked about AI. In the morning, we had Sherry Sir talking about the various prospects. We say that, okay, today computer is in, so our job is at stake. No, it is not. So if you actually look at the statistics, if the statistics says that if 80,000 jobs are going because of AI, 97,000 jobs are coming because of AI as well. So we need to be well versed with today's scenario. Sir talked about the various AI tools. If we are not well versed and we do not adapt ourselves to these changes, it would be difficult for us to survive. And it is only such people who are not ready to accept the changes, have that apprehension in mind that yes, if that AI or ML is going to take up our jobs. No, it would not. So we don't need to be have any sort of apprehension about it. And today's two sessions have given you proper insight on it. And in the coming sessions also, you are going to gather a lot about topics related to digital transformation, its use in business, and as a society, we also need to give back to our society. So what is expected from us as the users of this digital world? So without taking much time, I would request all the participants to come up for a group photograph with Sir, and then we would be having the article discussion. I request Amit Sir and Nidhi Ma'am to please come up and present the certificate to Sir. Amit sir, Jai.
चलो इस पे रख लेते हैं क्या?
Thank you so much, sir. We are actually blessed to have your presence here. Sir had a very busy schedule, but still he took out time for us. Thank you so much, sir. And I request you all to please come up and for the group photograph, and then we take up the article discussion for today's session. Please come up to the dais, all of you. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
All right. And somebody was asking about the scale. So feedback scale पे it is already mentioned. 1 का मतलब है strongly disagree and 5 means strongly agree. तो feedback अगर आप mention कर रहे हैं तो 1 आपका least है and 5 आपका best.